Good morning, Evolutions families. Today we are going to be talking all about mothers since Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. And I know that we all have beautiful mothers in our families to celebrate. So I'm going to start off with a book called Mama, Do You Love Me by Barbara M. Juice. All right, so I'm going to bring this over here and set it up this way so you guys will all be able to see. Let's try this. Sorry, friends. Mama, do you love me? Yes, I do, dear one. How much? I love you more than raven loves his treasure, more than dog loves his tail, more than whale loves his spout. How long? I'll love you until the umiak flies into the darkness, till the stars turn to fish in the sky, and the puffin howls at the moon. Mama, what if I carried our special eggs, and I tried to be careful, and I tried to walk slowly, but I fell, and the eggs broke? Then I would be sorry, but still, I would love you. What if I put salmon in your parka, ermine in your mittens, and lemmings in your mucklucks? Then I would be angry. What if I threw water at our lamp? Then, dear one, I would be very angry, but I would still love you. What if I ran away? Well, then I would be worried. What if I stayed and sang with the wolves and slept in a cave? Then, dear one, I would be very sad, but still, I would love you. What if I turned into a muskox? Then I would be surprised. What if I turned into a walrus? Then I would be surprised and a little scared. What if I turned into a polar bear and I was the meanest bear you ever saw? And I had sharp, shiny teeth and I chased you into your tent and you cried. Then I would be very surprised and very scared. But still, inside the bear, you would be you, and I would love you. I will love you forever and for always, because you are my dear one. I like that one. I try to remind all my kids that sometimes moms have hard days, rough days, but at the end of the day, your mommy loves you all the time. No matter what we do, if we make mistakes or we do something wrong, mommy still loves us. So I had some ideas for mom for some crafts for Mother's Day for us to work on. I thought maybe we could make a card for moms. So I kind of made a Mother's Day card where you can make flowers and you can take the flowers out of your little vase if you want to. So what you might need for this craft is some paper and some scissors and some glue, and I got some stickers if you want to do some decorating with stickers. And the easiest way to do this is to just pick your favorite color paper that you want to use, and you're going to fold that paper in half to kind of make it like a card. So you'll have a outside and an inside for your card. On the front of your card, you are going to want to cut out a rectangle sort of shape for your flower vase on the front. So I have cut out some purple rectangles for mine. And what you just want to do is you're going to glue that to the front. But you do not want to put glue on the top. Only put your glue on the sides and the bottom. That way you can still stick your flowers through the top, and you want to leave it open a little bit. For this flower vase, I decided to use a sticker on the front instead of polka dots on my other one. So if you have some stickers, you can stick those on, or if you want to decorate your vase. So what I use to make my flowers are some green stems, of course. Cut yourself out some green strips of paper for some stems. And I used all kinds of circles to make my flowers today. So you want to cut out some larger circles, some middle-sized circles, some small circles, and I even did some tiny circles. And what you want to do is to kind of make rainbow flowers. So on top of each of your stems, you're going to start with the biggest circle first, and then you're going to add your middle circle and a smaller circle and a tiny circle in the middle if you'd like. I cut all these circles out by tracing things around my house that were circle shapes. So I had like peanut butter. I used that to make a circle around my paper. You kind of put your circles on your paper and trace around them so you get that nice circle shape. And you cut out all your circles. Make sure you get things that are different sizes. Now, I'll also share a teacher trick with you. What we teachers do sometimes is we put more than one paper together. So I have a lot of papers underneath my circles, so I only have to trace one or two of the shapes, but I have a whole bunch of papers inside. So if you're able to hold your papers together while you cut, then you will get lots of circles at one time. So there's a trick for getting lots of circles out with just one cutting job. So after you get all the shapes that you want and all the colors that you want, you're going to put your flowers together. Maybe by, we'll start with a yellow, and then you're going to glue on maybe a purple into the middle of that one. Switch them up, make all of your flowers different colors. Make them all look a little bit different. And then you're going to stick those right into your vase. So if you want to make a card for Mom, that's one idea you guys can try. That's always a fun one. Now, I also had an idea if you wanted to make Mom maybe some jewelry. I know that a lot of us don't go shopping at jewelry stores, but you might have things in your kitchen to make some jewelry. So on this tray over here, I had a whole bunch of ziti noodles. I think these ones were in my pantry. So I pulled out a box of noodles and I colored them with some food coloring. So if you have any food coloring in your house, you can add those to your noodles and give them some color. And it's also kind of fun if you want to eat the noodles later. As long as you color them with food coloring, you can even make rainbow noodles to eat too. So what I did to color my noodles is you're going to put the noodles in a bag, and I gave this one the pink color. And you just need to add a little bit of water. You don't need a lot because you're not going to cook them with that water. You're just going to use that water to shake that food coloring around. And you want to zip this up tight. This is kind of a fun one to do too. Kind of shake your noodles around. Get all that color onto all the pieces. And then what you want to do once they're all colorful is you want to lay them out on the towel and they will get nice and dry. Put a paper towel on a cookie tray or a plate, something to get them all dry and get all that color soaked up so your noodles are not wet. So I'm going to dump these pink ones out over here. Let me open this up. Sorry, friends. Miss Miranda's always working with one hand. All right, so I'm going to dump out my pink noodles over here. I'm going to let those dry. And what I am working on with my noodles is I found some pink string in my house. I didn't have any fancy ribbon or yarn, but I had this goofy string for tying presents together. And guess what? Moms don't care if it's a goofy string or if it's a fancy gold chain. They love everything. Your mommies will love everything that you ever do for them. So what I did is I kind of cut my string very, very, very long. So I'll have lots of room to add on my noodles. You want to make sure that you have noodles that have a hole in them. That's why I picked these ones, because they kind of have this slanted bias cut hole on them. And you're going to string them all the way down your string. I suggest that you tie one noodle on the very end before you start. That way the rest of the noodles won't slide off while you're working. And it's best too to keep your noodles on the table when you're working. That way when you slide them on, just in case anything slips, they won't fall onto the floor and your noodles won't go everywhere. They'll be right on the table and you'll be able to fix your string again. So the longer your string, the better, because that way it'll be long enough to go around mommy's head. And if it's too long, you can always snip a little bit off. If you have extra string, that's great because you can always cut it to the size you need. So if you want to make mom a beautiful rainbow noodle necklace, that's a fun idea. And I have one more thing to work on. Not really going with the Mother's Day theme, but I have some stuff in my yard and in my pantry to make this one. I thought this one might be fun if you have some new spring birds around your neighborhood. Springtime kind of brings new life, so there should be lots of birds and squirrels running around, and you might have some hungry critters. So if you have any pine cones around your yard, or if you have empty toilet paper tubes that you are all finished with, you can use either one of these for the project. Now, if you have a pine cone, you want to tie your pine cone to a string. And the same thing with the necklace. Give it a nice long string so that way you'll have lots of room to work with. And if you're using your toilet paper tube, you're going to tie your string through the tube so it'll kind of hang like a swing and you'll be able to still hang it up on a tree outside. What we're using with this one is a little bit of peanut butter. And you're going to take your knife or your popsicle stick for a spreader, and you're going to spread your peanut butter all over your pine cone or all over your toilet paper tube very carefully. And the peanut butter is going to be kind of used for the glue. Once you have enough peanut butter on your pine cone or your toilet paper tube, you want to find a big bowl to put some birdseed in. If you have some birdseed or maybe even some cracker crumbs, birds will like that stuff too. And you're going to sprinkle these seeds all over the peanut butter. And it's going to be kind of used like a glue to stick those seeds on. And once you have your pine cone all covered up, you will have a sweet treat for the birds that are out in your neighborhood flying around. They will love you. Maybe they'll sing you a song because you made them such a sweet treat. So we've got some crafts to do, some fun stuff to work on. And don't forget to celebrate your mothers. I do have a mother song that I like to sing every year. Now, Miss Miranda doesn't have the most loveliest voice for singing, but I will sing it to you anyway because I love you so much. Now, this song kind of goes to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but this one's called Mommy, Mommy, I Love You. Mommy, Mommy, I love you. Yes, I do. I love Mommy all the time. I'm so glad that you are mine. Mommy, Mommy, I love you. Yes, I do. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I will see you next week.